Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we are looking at arsenic in drinking water by Walt Kelly in the Illinois State Water Survey, suggesting that children exposed to elevated levels of arsenic in drinking water experience declines in intelligence, and this is based on a cross-sectional study of well water arsenic and child IQ in Maine school children. So previous reports and similar results in South Asia and Bangladesh suggested this, but this is the first study showing problems in the United States, and most was the arsenic concentration threshold, which affects levels was seen so low, only 5 parts per billion, or half of the drinking water standard in the US and Europe, and the researchers state that the effects of IQ are similar to those found in children with elevated levels in their blood. So, what does it say? There are several areas of Illinois' groundwater concentrations of arsenic that exceed the drinking water standard, including parts of Mahomet and Glassford aquifers in central Illinois, which we can see the information right here. So we can see the guide to the different amounts right here as provided in this map key. While public drinking water systems are required to remove arsenic if it is above the drinking water standard in the raw water, there are no such requirements for private wells. So if you have a private well, it's strongly encouraged to get your water tested. The Illinois Water Survey provides an expensive service for analyzing water samples, and there's different ways to do that. The best method is to remove it through reverse osmosis. So is there a correlation between children's IQ and drinking water, especially arsenic? It would suggest that with all of the effects of arsenic, since it is a dangerous heavy metal and the amounts in well water, that it can be a problem. Why? Because wells aren't always sanitized the way that city ones are or urban areas are. So you always have to keep extra caution to your wells to make sure they're periodically tested, especially for something like arsenic. And remember that if it's removed from the raw water, there aren't any requirements for private wells. That's why it is important, especially if you have a private well, and especially if you're in specific areas where there's high concentration of groundwater, or you are getting groundwater, because that's where the arsenic comes from. Then it's always a good idea to periodically have your groundwater tested, have your well water tested, and even surrounding wells tested for high levels of arsenic. Why? Because it might just impact your child's IQ, and it can definitely impact the quality of their life. So it's a simple measure and a good one to definitely, as we can see here, or if you have an area similar to this, have your water periodically tested in your well and groundwater.